Hello, it's me. I'm back, and wow, did stuff get wild. This has to be probably one of my most eventful conventions ever. I don't know how it spawned like that, but it did. Um, but yeah, I'm glad to be back. I don't get post-con depression, and even though this one was a very different one, I'm still glad it's over, and I'm back. Cause even good things are better when they're just momentary. But yeah, hi, hello, here. I'm waiting. I mean, blah blah blah. Let me get the game going, and I'm gonna read your stuff. Let's see. Stryback, hi, hello. Stryback says welcome back. Hi. Frigid Silver, hello. Frigid Silver says I can't believe it took Todd a whole ass week for his stomach to get better. Thankfully, Rick spent that time having fun at MFF. Oh yeah. Damn it, Todd! I forgot about you. Scrappy, hi, hello. Scrappy says we're back. I'm extremely happy for this Weasel boy. Big giant kisses for him. Mwah. Hi, hello. And yeah. Actually, what does my fossil thing look like? I actually don't have anything, so I think I'm gonna have to go and like get some. I think I have to go somewhere else. It says new, but I have to switch it up. I don't know. Wait, no, not this. Never mind. It's the lady. The lady. I have to go. Also, hi Chip. Hello. Chip says he's back. Yeah. Where was I supposed to go? Actually, hold on. Let me see. I think the menu does tell me like where I need to go next. Look for bad guys at Ice Grip Plateau. I can do that. Frigid Silver says, I like being here. Colon, and then 3 closing parentheses. Weird smiley face. Frigid Silver also has a watch streak of 165 streams, and Frigid Silver sent a boot kisser emote. Scrappy says, I love all of you! And then a heart. Yeah. Scrappy has a 145 stream streak, and Scrappy says 145! And then a heart. You know what? It's funny. I paid 145 for something this weekend. I will tell you in a bit. Chip says the wacky and wonderful weasel. Free Server says at Scrappy smooches, and Scrappy says yeep, and then at, and then bunch of slashes and at face. But yeah. So a lot of stuff happened, and it's kind of hard to figure out where to start. But I'm gonna try my best. Well, I tried to figure out what exactly they want me to do here. So they said I have to look for bad guys. So I'm guessing somewhere in the map. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I just got this. Well, I got it last time, but... Oh, wait, no, I forgot. I need to go to a special person for that. I'll do it later. Let's start at the beginning. So I left on Tuesday. Yeah, you know how like my last stream was on Monday? I left on Tuesday. On Tuesday I made I had packed the day before, and I made my way to Phoenix, because I had to basically go and repack over there, because most of the stuff I was taking to the con, I did not have with me. I actually had at Zane's place. So there was a little bit of that. There you are, Rick. There's some creepy people up here, so we should probably go together. I'll join you. Okay, are they creepy or are you creeping them out? Ooh, the sinister feeling. I love the sinister feeling. Oh, it's this lady. Oh, hey, you made it. Cool. I kinda thought you'd be here sooner, but yeah. Yeah, like, this is a pretty big deal and all, so I was expecting someone to find us sooner. You're with the Bare Bones Brigade! Totally. Although, actually, I'm one of the 3 Bare Bones Brigade commanders. I'm the groovy chick, Lola. So, did you dig my plan to steal the Super Electrominites? Cause I thought it was totally wicked. See? Cause if you can't clean or revive, then, like, there's not going to be a cup, man. It's gonna totally harsh the mellow of every fighter in this park, man. I can't wait. You won't get away with this, hippie. Give back those Super Electrominites. Yeah, but no. I don't think you were listening to me. Remember the part where I, like, said I wanted the fighters to be all sad about the cup? So then, I'm probably not gonna give the Super Electrominites back. Fine then! We'll just settle this with that fossil battle. Oh man, like, that's too funny. Well, well, if it isn't the fighter who ruined my awesome plan. I am very excited to see you again, kiddo. You have no idea. I'm gonna trash you good for what you did to me at Mount Krakenak. Uh-oh. I don't know if we can take on all 3 of these scripts, Rick. We've won before it's even begun. Oh man, that rhymed. Cool. It looks like all 3 BB Brigade commanders suffer from a terminal case of overconfidence. Rupert, but why? Because you were right. Because I need to start being more honest with myself. I like this cup, and I'm looking forward to facing Rick in a fossil battle. So I've decided I would be most disappointed if it was cancelled. Rupert, you're the best! Ha! Now it's 3-on-3, losers! Man, this is totally, like, annoying. Cole, Lester, it's time to take out the recycling, man. With pleasure. Yo! What? You just said yo! Freezer says, notice how it's not taught? Of course it's not taught. He said he was not up for it. Oh, I need the, I need my type chart for this. Hold on, I'll tell you during the, battle. So that's a fire. Obviously I need a water. There's a neutral. I'm just gonna fight with neutral. And there's a wind, well, air type. So that's earth. Although, no, you know what? Let's bring in the Metro, because like he's rank 10, and I kind of need the firepower. Yeah, and like he's not weak against anything that they have, so whatever. But yeah, okay, so I made it to Phoenix on Tuesday, and it was kind of chill. Actually, you know what I did? I went to watch Wicked for Good on that day. So that was kind of funny. Um, I don't know what to say about that movie, honestly. um, I just watched it and I was like, okay. Zane's opinion was like, this shouldn't have been 2 parts. That was his opinion. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, no, his opinion was like, this shouldn't have been 2 parts. I wonder if I can terminate it. Oh yeah, terminated. Yeah, we went to watch that and I packed a little. Okay, next turn. Oh, Chip also got a stream streak of 85 streams. And Chip says new streak. Also Chip got the bean. Chip says also first tasty jelly bean for you. Okay, let me get my bean bag. While these bozos keep on attacking. Okay, I'm gonna scramble the beans, and the bean is... Oh, I think I know what this is. This is Tutti Frutti. It's basically pink and covered in multicolored specks. Also, it's kinda... Oh, it's kinda hard, actually. I think this one has seen better days. But it's still edible. So, thanks. Let me mark it down. Tutti. Where's the Tutti? There's the Tutti. The Tutti Frutti. December 8th. It's just been a week. And Chip. Alright, cool. So yeah, basically it was Wicked for good and then we packed. I was trying a bunch of things over while I was over there because I wanted to try some new things at the con. So I actually brought from my own home some like unused rig parts because my rig suit has like unused parts. There's like things. There's parts of the suit that I've never used for anything. That doesn't work. Oh, that works perfect. Okay. There's parts of the suit that I never use. Holy shit, she's a pushover. So I decided, why don't I try something new? And so I did. I actually tried something new, something called, well, I call it demi-suiting. I'm not sure if this is the official term for it, but it's basically, what if you wear a fursuit but only from the waist down? So what I did was wear my, like, the legs, basically the crotch and legs of my, and tail of Rick. But then the top up, it was just nothing. So it was kind of like a partial TF sort of thing. I packed it like that. I will tell you how it went down later. Stravik says, every time I hear Tutti Frutti, I think of something people used to say in my elementary school. Chip says, the second half of the Wicked stage musical is interesting. Pretty much everyone considers the first half to be way better. Well, I think it's because it's the original stuff. Everything later is basically the, oh, how do we actually stick the Wizard of Oz into this? Oof. Okay, I'll keep it for next turn. Travis says, Tutti Frutti, kiss my booty. Yeah, that's usually the most common word, common way to use those words. Travis says, like a satyr? Yeah, actually. I think I can actually show you. You get exclusive content that is not seen anywhere else. I'm gonna show you what I was experimenting with while I was with Zane. Look at this! So it's just legs, and yeah, those are paws. I have those. Those are intended to be basically Rick's paws, if he, you know, were not to be wearing boots. Also tail. The tail is hanging in the back. It's kind of a cute look. I don't really do this much, but I was like, you know what? I've been doing cons for so long. I'm just gonna try something new. I'm gonna try something new. So I decided to just get wacky. Why did I spin? It spun me. I don't care, I'm just gonna hit it. I think I can finish it off. Let me try to finish it. Hit it. There we go. Also, Kraken, hi, hello. Kraken says hello, hello, hello. Hi, hello. For you to resent 4 waving ricks at Kraken. And Scrappy says wheeze. And Kraken says woo. Scrappy says cuddles now. I mean, I do the cuddles all the time. So yeah, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take this with me. So I packed that. I packed a lot of things. My bag was basically at max capacity, and I was only half pounds away from being overweight. The bag itself. Myself, I'm already overweight. All right, Cryptosate is level 8, and Goyle too. So yeah, I packed a bunch of things. I packed like 4 pairs of boots. I packed like some new ones. I packed like my tall white ones. I packed my slooty booty, my shiny heel boots, and for the first time in a couple years, I packed my tiny tiger shoes. Because I said, you know what, I have not worn these in a while. So I brought them over. I packed Wolf. I packed some extra gear. And some accessories for an outfit that I was going to be wearing at the con for the first time. So yeah, Tuesday was pretty much just packing. This is a total bummer, man. Yeah, all of this losing is really starting to cramp my style. I am so angry! Alright, chumps, hand over the super electrominites. Ah! Oh man, like, what was that? I don't know, but it don't feel right. Whoa, what is that? Really? Really, Vor? This late into the game? Really? Oh, cool. I was not expecting Vor. Okay. Where are we? Well, we were at Ice Grip Plateau, but then there was that huge wave and... Oh no, we've been swallowed by a whale! Well, we're gonna be digested. I don't want to be whale food. I'm too beautiful. Well... What? Oh. Slap a fish and call me Ruffy. I come over to investigate all this racket and instead I find company. Wait, who is this man? What? Oh, hello. Do you live here? The name's Robinson and it's a right pleasure to meet ya. And this whale's called the Bonhemoth, see? And he likes to chew on ice cubes. So there I was, doing a bit of fishing in a nice flow, when up he swims, cool as you please. That naff fish up and swallowed me in one bite. That was near 10 years ago now, give or take a few. You've been here for 10 years? By yourself? Nah, I ain't by myself. I done gone and made a friend, see? Let me introduce you folks to my best friend in the whole wide whale. Bolivar. Now, Bolivar, where are your manners? Go on and say hello to the nice folks now. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be a lot louder with all these folks here. Well, Bolivar, that's good to hear. I'm happy to have company myself. Psst, that's just a ball with a face drawn on it. Perhaps his loneliness was so great he felt the need to invent a friend. Oh, look at me flapping my gums while you stand there ankle deep in chum. You folks should wander around, see the sights, get acquainted with your new home. This here Behemoth swallows all kinds of stuff, so if you want it, you can probably find it. In fact, take a look over yonder. Oh my gosh. What? Oh nuts, the teleporter is broken. But you can still switch dino metals in and out, so that's something. Hello, Beep. I was swallowed along with this revived machine, Boot. Even in this terrible place, I can help with all your cleaning needs, Boop. Oh hey, that's handy. Thanks, Clean. I love the convenience. Robinson, is there any way to escape from this place? Escape? Fish guts, why would you want to go and do a thing like that? Well, if you're serious, I suppose you could take it up with Lord Tonzilla. He's what you might call the supreme ruler of this place, see? He's at the top of the food chain and the top of the Behemoth's digestive tract. If you folks could defeat Lord Tonzilla, you might be able to leave this place. But I can't imagine why'd you want to do such a thing. And neither can Bolivar. Bye. Okay, I don't care what the crazy man thinks. We have to beat Lord Tonzilla and get out of here. I hate to play the optimist, but at least we can excavate, clean, and revive fossil rocks here. Yes, well, we should split up and prepare ourselves. We'll meet again in Behemoth's digestive tract. Okay, I guess the game continues in here. That's funny. Are there fossils here? Oh my gosh, there are fossils in here. Okay, hold on, let me read. Shavik says posted something in Maine. Hold on, let me check. Oh yeah, the Pokemaniac. Oop, sorry. Hold on, my OBS window just kinda got all fucky wucky. Let me fix it. Alright, cool. Chip says Tutti Fruit reminds me of a song from some old kids band featuring people in colorful dog fursuit. It was the name of one of their songs. Scrappy says Voretsu Ataro. Freezer says it's giving Ocarina of Time. Stravik sent a board clap emote. Why is that? Why is that a thing? Why is that emote a thing? Freezer thanks for the clip of a hard to swallow twist. And Stravik says, oh good, he's got his own Wilson. I mean, I would be surprised if he wasn't. Anyway, so as I told you, I packed and then I went to watch Wicked for Good on Tuesday, and then we went to sleep. Yeah, the next day, we still like got some stuff together in the morning, and in the afternoon we went to the airport. It was actually just me and Zane at the airport. Zane's roommate couldn't join us. Like, no, he was at the con, but he actually came in later. Ooh. But yeah, on Wednesday, it was only me and Zane that flew. Oh, there's two of them there. So yeah, we were at the airport like by 3 p.m. I got myself a very very good like peach smoothie, which was kind of nostalgic tasting. But yeah, we got on the plane and it was like a 3 or so hour flight. Zane and I did manage to sit together and we watched a few things. We made it to the convention center / our hotel around like 9 p.m. So yeah, it was kind of like a late sort of thing. So yeah, we pretty much just got there and we just kind of checked stuff around. I think you saw me. If you were on call, because I did get in call on Discord on Wednesday evening, I streamed a little bit of the con. Like I went around showing the place. So I don't need to tell you about that. You saw that, and if you didn't, well, you missed out. But yeah, I basically just explored. There were just a few furries here and there. It was kind of empty overall, but it's Wednesday. People usually don't make it until Thursday, so it was not a big surprise to see that there were just some people here and there. But I always find it that it's nicer to just be there early. Because, I don't know, it helps to just be already settled, and so that you're not like, oh gosh, we have to get to the hotel, and then we have to get registered, and then we have to go to things and then meet with people, and it's better if you just get there early and just, get settled, and then you do the other stuff. So yeah, Wednesday was just that, and then we went to bed. Where am I? I was out walking on Ice Cream Plateau when things got really dark. I'm not dead, right? Wait, what? I've been eaten? Man, that is a serious downer. Well, I guess I might as well set up shop while I'm waiting for a rescue. Anything you need today? Oh, I guess you can just do this. So you can just sell things here. That's fun. I love how they just excuse this entire place. Be like, yep, this is just a normal area. Oh, whoops. I can't tell what the collision zones for this are. Well, not collision, like the change room zones. Oop. Okay, let's go to Thursday. On Thursday, well, before anything, because nothing was going on, I thought that on Thursday people would like start getting there, and I think some people did get there on Thursday, but I couldn't get in touch with anybody. Oh. Man, this place is so not groovy. It's all dark and smelly and gooey. And I keep smelling like fish? Total drag, man. I totally hate enclosed spaces. I think I have closet phobia. Even my hair can't handle having this much goo in it. We have to get out of here before I lose my just woke up look. This is like all your fault. You're a total buzzkill. Yeah, if you hadn't meddled with our plans, none of this would have happened. We'd be ruling the Calisteo Islands and not trapped inside some stupid fish. Huh? You wanna know why we want the islands? Like I tell you. We got plans. Big plans. Really really big plans. Look, our boss, Don Boneyard, told us to cancel the cup and drive off fighters, so that's what we're doing. We'll deal with other stuff when the time comes. So, like, you're not even a member of Don Boneyard's evil gang, right? So maybe you should stay out of this and, like, stop asking questions. Yeah, I don't have the energy to answer questions all day, so blow. Okay, guys, you're so silly. Chip says, do you smell fish? Freezer says, girl, you probably smelled like fish before. Oh. Also, hi, Woke, hello. Woke says, hello, Rick. Hi. Chip says, we so had a shaky start. Well, I mean, again, it was Thursday. Even on Thursday, I was not expecting much, but I was kind of like hoping that people would be around. I wanted some people to be around so I could, you know, have somebody to hang out with. Because Thursdays can get a little bit lonely. Because I'm lonely, can't you see? So yeah, just anybody. I was just checking, hoping that in my DMs somebody would pop up. And I know, it's kind of silly to expect, like, people to get in touch first instead of me going like, hey, did you get here? Do you want to hang out and stuff? But yeah, nothing was going on. So, before registration opened at 5, Zane and I went to the mall. There's like a nearby mall in Rosemont, which is, we always go there. Always. Like, every time we go to that con, we go to the mall, because there's stuff there. There's some stuff. So we basically went shopping. We went shopping. Yeah, we checked things here and there. Mostly clothing. Because Zane was looking for clothes. Wow. Yeah, so Zane was looking for clothes. So we just went around. And we actually did find a few things. Myself, I did find something I wanted for a while. I got myself a puffy black vest, which is kind of shiny. And it's cropped. So I got my own Wendell vest now. Yay! Yeah, I'm assembling a bit of a Wendell outfit. So I think this is gonna work pretty well. It's not like 1-to-1 like his, but I think it will give enough of it's giving. It's giving Wendell, even if just a little bit. Oop, sorry, I was not trying to hit that. Wait, where is it? Oh, I'm standing on it. What else did we get? We went to the 7-Eleven. There's like a 7-Eleven at the... It's like a big fancy mall with a lot of like fancy stores. Actually, the stores kind of cover the entire spectrum. There's like outlet stores for regular like brands, you know, like Nike and Converse and Timberland and stuff. And then the deeper you go into the mall, you start finding shit like let me check, because I know there's other stores there. They're like the aesthetic fancy stores. Yeah, the Fashion Outlets of Chicago. That's the mall I went to. Gucci? There's a Gucci store there. Calvin Klein. Michael Kors. Pandora. Well, that's always there. Swarovski. Just basically brand name stores, but also like, you know, the Gap. It covers pretty much everything. And there's also a 7-Eleven there. For you to present 4 waving rigs at Wook and says, wow, Wook. Kraken says, one day I'll be at a con with Yet Rig. I would love that, please. Thank you, please. I'll try Rubes. Hello, Rubes. Rubes, we were talking about you. Well, not really, not that much. You just kind of popped up in conversation a couple of times. Rubes says, good day. And Rube says, whose lower body is that? Oh, that's mine. That's the weasel without pants and without boots. It's kind of cursed. I was basically testing something before packing for MFF, so I was wearing that. Scrappy sent a surprise face emote. Wook says, damn, I had the same experience on my first con. Friends are rushing to show you the nearest mall. Well, we kind of go on our own. I wanted to go to the mall with people if I met up with anybody on Thursday, but there was nobody there. Or like, I didn't know anybody that was like open, available, or just up for anything. So it was just me and Zane. Chip says, let's go to the mall today. Scrappy says, Gucci Scary Stacking King. Scrappy says Klein, pointing to Stein, and then the face. Wook says, would Weasel wear Gucci boots? Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna answer your question in earnest. I've been through my eBay searches. I've been looking for boots, and there's like this one Gucci pair that keeps popping up. And I don't like them enough, even though they are kind of cheap. I don't like them. They're like not my style. So I could, but I haven't seen any cool ones that I would enjoy. Mostly because they always have the fucking Gucci logo, and I don't think I can wear that, not even unironically. But maybe if something cool enough. If I found something cool enough and I was like, oh, those look good, and then later I found out they were Gucci, I would like, yeah, I can wear that. But I haven't seen anything. I just don't like that obnoxious logo. So, Scrappy says Klein Einsteins, and Kraken says he's got legs. Rube says, I hope y'all only talk good things about me. We just, I don't even remember. Who was I talking with that you came up? I think it might have been Tim. I don't remember. He said something Rubes, and I was like, Rubes here? And he said, no, but I don't remember. I think we were talking about, what was that? I guess just people in our general sphere of people we know. Wook says, I strive not to wear stuff with logos. I mean, I wear some logos, but not every logo. Like, the ones I will tolerate are like stuff like Converse and Nike. Because, I mean, I have some pairs that basically have either the star logos or the swooshes, and I'll be like, yeah, I'll just wear that. Also, hi Felix, hello. Felix says, how come you're the one that comes from Chicago and I'm the one with a killer flu? Just dash_dash, just bluff face. Also, hi Wheeze. Hello. Actually, I'm just a little bit... Okay, I'm gonna say I'm not sick. I was kind of getting sick at the con, but that it kind of died down. But I was stuck with like stuffiness. And I know that's not sickness. I know my body. It's reaction to the weather, basically. So I'm kind of stuffy right now because my sinuses are like flip-flopping from like, ooh, Chicago, and then ooh, back here. So in a couple days it will clear up. Wook says fear of weasel influence. I do have quite the sphere now that I learned. No, especially after this con, I've learned that my sphere of influence is a lot bigger than I thought it was. Scrappy says, yep, my nose is so bad with weather. It'll start running as soon as I get somewhere warm. Yeah, so it's like variance, temperature variance. Because as soon as we got to Chicago, snow. It was already snowed. It was snowed, it was cold, and I liked it. Like, I really enjoyed the weather. But it takes a bit getting adjusted. Wook says Orb of Weasel. Weezorb. Felix says Orb Cell. Yeah. Okay, by the way, you know what I tried at the mall? Let me show you. Hold on. Let me show you. Show you. I found this thing! Also, there's my laptop over there in the corner. That's Rocket. I found the Japanese style egg salad sandwich at 7-Eleven. I'm not sure if you've heard, but like 7-Eleven, you know, stores in the US, but then they got super big in Japan? They got really big in Japan. To the point where I think now the parent company is basically Japanese. And they're trying to they're trying to make the American 7-Elevens more like the Japanese ones, which would be great. If you've seen what a Japanese 7-Eleven offers, those places are magical. So I think they're just starting to test the waters. So now we have the egg salad sandwich, which is kind of a staple of Japanese 7-Elevens. And I gotta tell you, it's great. It's great. I like it. I love it. I actually went for a second one later. This one I got on Thursday. I got another one on Sunday because I couldn't resist. Chips and what? Snowy mountain emoji, snowman emoji, snowflake emoji, cloud with snow emoji, ice cube emoji, snowflake emoji. By the way, before I forget, I saw an ice cube, like the Pokemon, fursuit at the con, and I hated it so much. Felix says Legoshi sandwich. Yeah. I was like, man, I ate this and I'm not getting TF'd into Legoshi. What a bummer. Total, like, bummer. She's gonna make me keep talking like that. Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna play while this is on. I'm just gonna leave this down here for a bit. Oh. Man. You stop streaming for a week, you forget the controls to your own thing. Alright, Sandwich. You live there now. For a bit. Yeah, hi Ryu. Hello, Ryu says hello. Hi. Chip says wow. Kraken says, Whis, if you come to Japan end of March to mid-April, I will buy you all the Exandos you want. Honestly, I would like to. As in, I feel like I would feel more comfortable going to Japan if it was not just me and Zane. Like, I want to feel safe. And yeah, having somebody to help would be great. So, I'm gonna look into it. I just need to make sure that, you know, it's doable. But I'm gonna remind Zane about it and see if something can happen, because I'm curious. Hey, we think that Lord Tonzilla thing is up there. It's up ahead. Are you ready, Rick? No, I'm picking fossils. We'd best prepare for anything. We have no idea what this Lord Tonzilla is all about. But yeah, I would love to take you up on that. Felix says fridge is full of onigiris. Yeah. Wook says I have been at a Japanese style 7-Eleven at Singapore. It had nice shit. Of course I do. Also, can I? Oh, I keep getting dragged into this. I can't get. There's a fossil I cannot get because I keep getting dragged into them. Oh wait, there we go. Got it. And it was not even worth it. Chip says yes, the Japanese branch overtook the Western branch, which is great. Felix says, would you TF into Legoshi voluntarily? Okay, here's the thing. There's characters that I don't necessarily simp for or that I really enjoy that I would TF into. What? A well-maintained vote. Interesting. Just for the novelty of it, I'm like, okay, I want you all to imagine for a moment. Let's have a micro imagine spot. You know who I am. You know my personality. You know the things I do. Imagine you put this brain inside of that body, and by that body I'm pointing at Legoshi Beastars. You know the one. What do you think would happen? And wouldn't you love to see that? That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I would voluntarily. But yeah, I was eating those sandwiches, and I was like, damn, I see why Legoshi likes them. I'm gonna clean some fossils now. Oh, I thought that was breakable. Why is there a functional cleaning robot inside of the whale? Also Kraken got the jelly bean. Hold on, where the fuck did I put the bag of beans? It was right here. Oh, it's behind my computer. But yeah, so Kraken got the bean, and Kraken says, "Oh my goodness." Shit. How do I? Okay, hold on. I need to figure out how to pronounce this. Jeribinsu o tabete kudasai. Oh, well, yeah. I will eat the jelly beans. Jeribinsu. Okay, let's see what the bean is. The bean is... Oh, okay, so it's white with yellow specks, so I think this is buttered popcorn. Yep, that's buttered popcorn. That is very buttery popcorn. Ooh, violently. I like butter popcorn. It's one of my favorite flavors. So yeah, thank you. Scrappy says, I want to go to Japan to see the Seiko clocks, of course. Can't forget the railroad crossings. I've never been as, like, super into, like, wow, yeah, let's go to Japan, it's my life dream. Not really. I don't hold any that kind of admiration for Japan. But I would go. Chip says Legoshi's a blank slate for TFing. Yeah, I mean, man. See our server. Scrappy says, oh, same here. I used to as a kid, but hell no, not anymore. I would go only to see my autisms. Yeah. I figured that was your reason. And the reason is you. Oh, shit. It had to be a black one. I hate this. I already damaged it. Gotta love that. That's such a fun feature. This sucks. Can I break this now? Fuck. It's fine. I was not gonna attain 100 anyways. Ah. If I get 80, I'll be happy. Hell, if I get 70, I'll be happy. Bum 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 bum. All right. Ah. Up. Ah. Ah. Up. 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 What? I feel like I keep breaking shit. I keep like damaging it a lot. More than I intended. But yeah, you know, that's how it is with fossils. Fossilus. Take me over the line. Okay. Ah. Yeah. Ah. Okay. 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 I'm trying my best. Yay. Scrappy says WTF of all songs to mention. Kraken says I'd wanted to visit Japan since I first saw a program which talked about the country in 1995. Yes, I'm old. I mean, I was like 1. Chelon. Chelon. Yeah. Phasers is the number between the famous numbers. I can't believe now we have a fucking, like, almost subsequent famous numbers. Kraken says 1 F F F F F F F F F F F F. Right. Well, after the mall, we went back to the to our hotel room. Wow, this ambience is great. Yeah, we went back to our hotel room because we went to drop stuff off before going to registration, which we did. So registration was going to open at 5 p.m. and we showed up there at around like 4. So I got myself some fudge because there's like this company selling like fudge and stuff outside of registration. So I got some. And it's funny, while I was getting my fudge, the line started moving and I was like, wait, it's not even 5. But they were already letting people inside of registration. So I just kind of hurried, like, give me my fudge. And yeah. So I got some fudge. It was like peppermint flavored. And then we got in line for registration. Here's the thing. I was expecting I was gonna take a while at registration, so you know what I did? I brought my I brought my glasses. I brought my XR glasses, which, if you're not familiar with them, they are basically glasses that have screens in them. So I can watch things that nobody else can watch. They are in my basically being beamed to my eyes. I love my XR glasses. I wear them at times when I'm just like kinda just watching stuff. I like them for long flights, because then I can just like watch things and not have like nosy people like watching the things I'm watching. Yes, I will gatekeep like that. Also, sometimes I just want privacy, man. So I like XR glasses. I like mine. Mine come with like a neckband that basically makes them like standalone devices, because the glasses by themselves need another device to, you know, show stuff. They are just screens. So, at first I wore my glasses by like plugging them into my laptop, and they acted as essentially a second screen to my laptop. I could also use them plugged into my phone, so I could like do stuff on my phone privately. On the Steam Deck, they have special features for the Steam Deck. I think you can actually do 3D gaming with the Steam Deck with those glasses. But I was wearing them with the neckband, which is just basically an Android device. So you can download like streaming apps in it. And I got like, you know, Netflix and stuff in the band. And because it has like 128 gigabytes of storage, I downloaded entire seasons of shows. So I have seasons of shows in my glasses that I can just like watch anytime, anywhere I want. Oh, by the way, yeah, because the screens are in the glasses, you can just watch shows even in like bright light outside, because, you know, they are behind like sunglasses. They're cool. I like them. So I kind of got in line and I started watching. At first I started watching like Beastar season 3 because I have not watched it. I think the egg salad sandwich got me in the mood. And I said, well, it's a furry-con, so it's the mood. I kind of had to like shut it down because I was like, I'm not in like standing in a line, in a registration line for a con is not the right place to be watching this. So I switched to YouTube videos. So I was watching YouTube videos while waiting in line, and registration did not take long at all. It took way less time than I expected. To the point where we actually got registered for the con before the official registration time started. It was supposed to start at 5. I think we were out of registration by 4:40. I don't know how that happened, but it was a welcome surprise. So we basically got registered very fast. We were like out. And then we were like, what now? Because there was really not much to do on Thursday. The con officially starts on Friday, so nothing is open on Thursday. So it was like, yeah, what now? Because again, I usually use Thursdays for like just meeting with people and being like, hey, let's go get dinner. Let's hang out in somebody's room. But nobody had shown up yet. There were no signs of anybody that I knew being around. And I don't know, I was like kind of bummed because of that. It was not the end of the world, but I was like, man, usually I do stuff on Thursdays, and now I'm not? Oh well. So yeah, I said, well, what else to do? So I just kind of roamed around. Definitely there were more people around by then, because, yeah, people were already showing up. I mean, everybody was registering, so yeah, it was busy. But again, nobody knew. So I just kind of roamed around for a bit. I took part of some like micro panels that were starting. There were some like icebreaker panels where like they were polling people on, oh, who's your favorite Zootopia character, or like what do you like to do at cons? How do you like to use your time? And how do you keep yourself energized at a con? Coffee, energy drinks, water, soda. So yeah, all those things. That was fun for a little bit, but it was not like a big deal. So no head? Okay. Kraken says, going to Japan this March for my 40th after all. I mean, sounds like a special trip, so yeah, you should. Rube says, don't get between a weasel and his fudge. I mean, I almost totaled that entire thing before we got out of registration. I wonder if I looked weird in registration because I was just standing there wearing like dark sunglasses, staring at nothing, with like a thick band around my neck and eating fudge. Wacky. Chip says, your magic heavy rain glasses, the future is now. Well, yeah, I mean, they're not that like futuristic. It's very accessible technology. I think I bought those glasses for like less than $200 for sure. Less than 200. Anybody can get them. I recommend them. They are the brand is Viture, which is like view in future. I think that's their slogan actually, or something like that. And they basically just plug into anything that will accept USB-C as a secondary screen. Not the Switch. That requires an extra accessory. Scrappy says, weird that we have the tech for those glasses now. Feels like a Doraemon thing. Yeah, it's not crazy. It's not super crazy technology, but it's functional. Scrappy says, at Kraken, be my uncle. And Kraken says at Scrappy, gladly. Okay, fine. I pronounce you on my stream. Due to the power conveyed in me by Twitch.tv, I confer you status of uncle and nephew. Scrappy sent a blushy face to the right. Scrappy says, I'm Bab. Kraken says, yay! But yeah. What else? So yeah, it got kinda late. And nothing was going on still. And I was just kind of disappointed. I was like, why? So the con had a kind of a very slow start. Like nothing was going on. None of my hangouts were around, even though I kind of knew they were already there because of posts. They were posting online. They were like, "Yes, we're here," and I'm like, "Hi? Do you guys want to hang?" I mean, I didn't say that. Again, I'm shy. I'm a shy fuck. I was not gonna say, "Hey, invite me." It sounds, I don't know. Okay, so in my opinion, it sounds desperate. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be like, "Hey, could you invite me, please?" I mean, that's what I want, but I'd rather not say it. I feel like I'm not autistic enough. I have enough social awareness that I probably shouldn't be going like, "Hey, can you invite me to your thing?" I'm not like that. It's not my style. 95, nice. Oloro. No head. Twitch, no, wait. Frigid Silver, thanks for the clip of "You May Now Hug the Uncle." Scrappy says, "Shy Wheeze, cute." I'm the same way though. I can't bear to do it anymore without getting embarrassed. Chip says, "Desperate House Wheeze." That's kind of sad, actually. Well, I finally got the what's the word? I got the courage, and so I actually messaged somebody. I'm gonna keep names to a minimum. I'm just gonna mention people if I had a positive interaction with them. But if they were involved in my nonsense of hey, I'm not sure, I'm not going to mention them. So I'm just gonna say I messaged somebody on Thursday evening that I said, "Hey, are we doing anything? Is anything going on?" And yeah, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're at the hotel. We are gonna have pizza." And then I asked, "Oh, where?" And then they told me the hotel room. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I might drop by." And I took that as, yes, I got myself invited. Or kinda, they told me the room number, so if I showed up, what were they gonna do? Tell me, no thanks, you can't come in. So yeah, again, I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. I just said, "Hey, anything going on?" "Yes, stuff is going on at this room." And I was like, "Cool, I'll show up." So yeah, I showed up. And I had a little bit of pizza. It was just kind of okay. I'm not gonna say it was the coolest hangout, but it was fine. It was actually a little bit awkward, because at that point I was still wondering why didn't I get invited to this? Why was this stuff happening? Oops. Why was this stuff happening and I had not learned about it? Why did I have to basically go ask and "Hey, is anything happening?" I know that I should probably have asked a while ago and said "Hey, please keep me informed," but I thought they were going to think about me. I don't know why. I thought they were, because they've done it in the past. I was included in their plans. I'm not overthinking it anymore. I was overthinking it. Now I'm not, because this is the after. This is after the con. And what happened actually was for the better. So now I see that in hindsight, I see that as, yeah, that was fine. That was not a big deal. And I'm not gonna make a big deal of it. I'm just expressing what my thoughts were at the moment. Back then, when I was still very stressed over, oh, is this gonna be the rest of my con? Am I just not gonna be invited to anything? Is there anything happening that I'm not aware of? Just that sort of thing. So yeah. So yeah, again, showed up, had pizza, was not a big deal. So I just kind of returned to my room. After that, it was late, by the way. It was very late. Okay, actually, during that day, during Thursday, while I was, trying to find something to do, I kind of I was actually in touch with somebody who was going to allow me to wear their fursuit. I mean, I don't think I need to say somebody. It was Ditman Rat, which is a fellow that I've roomed with a few times in the past, and he owns this fursuit named Ziggy, which is a fairly old fursuit, I gotta say. It's very old. It's been around for years now. Actually, how old is he? Okay, there's some photos of Ziggy from 2010. So I think it's been around for a long time. So this fursuit is over 15 years old. And I've worn it before, actually. I've worn it. I'm gonna show you Ziggy for a little bit while I figure this out. There it is. That's Ziggy. That's actually me wearing Ziggy. Yeah, I was making plans with Deadman for me to wear him the next day on Friday. And yeah, I think I earned the early morning slot. Because, well, not the super early morning, I think more like the afternoon slot. Because this suit actually gets loaned around to people. It's kind of like a community fursuit. So somebody else in the morning wore him, and then it was my turn to wear him. So I went to Deadman's room, and then I picked him up in a suitcase, and then I went back to my room on a different hotel, and then I got suited up, and this is me wearing, like, right after putting on Ziggy. I love it. I love Ziggy. Ziggy's a very, very cute suit, and I love, like, being him. I get in character very easily. Chip said, oh wait, no. Chip says Weasel getting Ziggy with it. And Scrappy sent a blushy oh whoa face. Chip says probably 20 years old. Yeah. I think I know that his original owner passed away. And I believe Ziggy was in Australia. It's complicated. I don't have his whole history, but he has been around for a very, very, very long time. Again, I haven't done the history of Ziggy because I don't own him yet. So yeah, I mean, at least I'm happy to get to wear him. Apparently Ziggy has been to France. Yeah, Ziggy has been to France. Hold on, I just found this photo on Fur Affinity. You gotta check this out. Okay, check this out. Look at this! Okay, so Ziggy has been to France. This is an actual photo by the Eiffel Tower. And it's a suit that I've worn myself. That's surreal. So yeah, I got to wear Ziggy. I wore him on Friday for a little bit. Rujo says Rate. Scrappy says, God, it's so... Chip says the rat gets passed around. Yeah, yeah, let's play Pass the Rat. Scrappy says, cute. Freedserver says, it's giving. Scrappy says, I want a kiss from the Ziggy suit. I mean, could be arranged. Chip says, Remy? Yeah, a little. Free services literally. At Chip, yeah. But yeah, no, Ziggy been around for a very, very long time. And, yeah, Ziggy the Rat, 2009. But I feel like there's more, even older photos of him. It's a very old fursuit. It's still in very good condition, by the way. Honestly, I worn him, and he's in very good condition. Okay, let's revive. I'm not going to take this like incomplete, like 100% guarantee. But I believe Deadman has actually mentioned that he could be interested in selling Ziggy. And that I was probably up there into like a potential person he would be selling Ziggy to. And I'm not gonna get my hopes up like completely, but I would be like, that would be nice. I would love to have Ziggy. Kraken says my the Orca partial is almost as old. I didn't even know you had a partial. Who's this little fuck? Naikus. What else? Yeah, okay, so I Ziggy'd it up on Friday. Actually, let me get my schedule for MFF so I can kind of follow what I did. I went to the opening ceremonies as Ziggy, and as a result, I could barely see anything. But I still had a good time. The opening show was kind of weird, because they made... Whoa. Oh, I forgot about busting points, because I hadn't had one yet. So yeah, I did opening ceremonies as Ziggy, and the show was kind of weird, because they started doing musical numbers in the middle of opening. That's not common, actually. They did a version of Be Prepared to introduce the safety team at the con. I don't know. That was weird. It was kind of weird. What else? I don't remember what else they did. There were some musical numbers, but I was kind of dazed and confused as Ziggy, so I really don't remember what all that was about. Kraken says, "What? I'm sure you've seen it. I actually don't remember." Anyways, after opening ceremonies, I kind of made a run for it from the hotel, from the con hotel to the convention center, because I was supposed to show up for the rodent meet and squeak, which was, you know, just a meet and greet for everybody that has a rodent fursona. That was kind of the reason why I was allowed to wear Ziggy, because I was supposed to show to that. I showed up a little bit late, but I still met up with Deadman, and yeah. Also, Ziggy is a mute suit, so like no talking allowed while as Ziggy, and I'm very good at that. Wow, you just gave me the whole thing. Cool. I'm very good at it. Basically, I just need to shut up. I know you think it would be very difficult for me to shut up, but I can do it while in suit. The character integrity is very important for me. Very, very important. Is that all the fossils I had? Yeah, I think that's it. Well, I guess I'm gonna go face the whatever the heck that monster is. But yeah, so went to the rat thing, wandered around for a little bit, and once I actually got like, okay, I'm done. I said I'm gonna go just kind of get like I'm gonna go back to my room so I can de-suit, um, take a shower, and just stuff Ziggy back in his suitcase. And yeah, that's what I did. I basically like changed clothes into my sleuthy outfit, and I took Ziggy back to the hotel so I could give him back to Deadman. And yeah, I did. And after I turned Ziggy in, I went around for a little bit. And this is when stuff kind of got derailed, I want to say. Here's the thing, I don't remember much of what happened on Friday. I'm trying to look at my records, but I think I just kind of got just kind of distracted. Not much was going on Friday. I remember I couldn't even check Dealer's Den properly. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that I went to hang out at that room, the one that I hung out at like on Thursday evening. I went to hang out on Friday as well. I do remember that. I do remember doing that, but I don't remember what else I did. It's I don't know, it's very unclear. I think I was just kind of disappointed during Friday, so I just kind of was being a sad boy. He says that looked like a pair of ovaries. It was just legs. It was like a plesiosaur's legs. Or fins, whatever. Chip says turn Ziggy in as your quest item. Yeah, it was like, okay, quest complete. Have Ziggy back. But yeah, I gotta say, Friday, it was not very notable. I met up with some people, but I think I was just kind of just very bummed out still. So I didn't feel like much was happening. Even though, yeah, I may have met up with some people, some important people, but I was again bummed out. I was just bleh. So I'm not counting Friday as having been too eventful. So yeah, that was Friday. Alright, let's do this. Oh, Jaden, hi, hello! Jaden crashes through the ceiling. Ow, I can never fly right. Dot X space. Hi, Jaden, hello. I miss you. I miss you at the con. Because I hung out with Jaden a little bit during 1MFF. And yeah, I did notice he was not there. Wait. I wish he had been. Kraken says, aw. Scrappy says, Jaden, you goober. Jaden says, I couldn't afford it this year. Yeah, I know. I would have gladly had you at my room. With a discount or even not charging you much. But yeah. Jaden says, I'm sorry. No, it's fine. It's fine. It already happened. But yeah, I would have. Also, Kraken, I see you sent me your partial. Yeah, I feel like I had seen that before, but I don't know why it didn't like stick in my head. I don't know. It's giving. Jaden says, I would pay equally, just that much I would respect. Yeah, but again, if you ever have trouble, I would love to like still have you over and help you out a little, cause yeah, I think it would be fun. Are you ready, Rick? Yes. Right, let's go. We're coming for you, Lord Tonzilla. What the fuck is that? That must be Lord Tonzilla. What? It's just a giant tonsil. Stand back, kids. Pauline's gonna perform a little oral surgery on this loser. Why did I pause there? Bump. Tonsil. Pauline, no. Stop kicking it. Holy shit. Tonsil! Oh, okay. Oh, it's a Vivosaur! Oh, it's an Earth type. So that means it's weak against fire. And I should definitely have no air in my team. That'll do. I think that'll do. Jaden says, oh my, I popped my knee and it felt good. What does that have to do with anything? Scrappy says, we all go to MFF and tease and snuggle and hug. Jaden says, if you got me to live out my new moments with Wolf, I'll be weekly walking. Oh, I can do that. I can do that. I can very, very, very easily do that. Free Service is the real why some people have to get their tonsils removed. Yeah, I guess. Nice. Scrappy sent a Jaden colon 3 face. Jaden says, and to answer your question, I was stretching in bed. Ow. But yeah, okay, let's not talk about Friday anymore, because it was just kind of bleh. Just bleh. Just bleh. I didn't even get to go to one panel I wanted to go to, because I was just too bleh. I was just feeling really bleh. So I just went back to my room and bye, Tonzilla. Breed Services, love how the two still are announcing. I don't even get to like read the announcer. I'm too distracted. Jaden sent a crying face, sorry to hear. No, it's fine, don't worry, this story gets a happy ending. I'll get to it. I never thought I'd be pummeled by a giant pink tonsil. It's a little embarrassing. I fail to understand how this thing will help us escape the whale. You actually did it! You knocked out Lord Tonzilla. There's a flood coming now, and no denying. Come on, Bolivar, we gotta get to the boat. All aboard who's going aboard. What? I think Robinson's lost his mind. How can knocking over a tonsil cause a flood? What was that? Perhaps Robinson is not quite the madman we took him for. You know how a gag reflex can be triggered by stimulating the tonsil? Well, perhaps. Oh. Vomit now! Wait a second. So you're saying what's going to happen is... I love it. They don't show how they land or anything. They're just already there. Oh, there you are. I thought you folks were lost for good. I did. We were in the Bone Behemoth, and then there was a giant wave, and yeah. I told you not to mess with the natural order of things. You lot are lucky to be up and walking around, you are. Still, I'm a free man once more, and I suppose I owe you my thanks. It's been 10 years since I last smelled fresh air. 10 long years. Well, I best be getting back to my trade, eh? Them fish won't catch themselves. Good day to you, folks. Okay, so that was kind of a low point for the patrol team, but what matters is we're out. I should thank my lucky stars we're even alive. Oh, and Lord Tansila too, I guess. Yay. I hope the BB Brigade trio escaped. Despite their intentions, no one deserves to be trapped in a whale. Wait, you're worried about me? Really? What a trip, man. Maybe this means the rich kid, likes me. So, made it out, did you? Yeah, some Robinson guy came along and rescued us. He was attracted to my style, like a siren, a sailor to a siren. What? Yeah, so I gotta, split the scene and go hose myself off. So here, you should have these. The what? The Super Electromagnites. I don't understand. Why are you giving these back to us? Like, we heard it was you that made the Behemoth horf us up, right? So that means you saved our lives, which is weird because you're our mortal enemies. Anyway, it's bad juju to leave a debt like that unpaid. So we're all square now, right? Are Cole and Lester okay with this? Hey, this is Lola's crazy plan. I just do what she tells me. Yeah, and the more she fails, the better I look. So this is like a one-time kind of thing, dig? Next time we meet, I'm totally going to flip your wig. I'd love to stay and give you some style tips. Goodness knows you need them. But yeah, I'm out of here. Watch your backs, losers! Bye. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they're not all that bad. We can discuss the relative merits of our enemies later. Right now, each of us should take a Super Electromite to an island. Yeah! Y'all done recover the Super Electromagnites from them BB Brigade varmints. Thanks to you, we got power back in the entire park. That's some fine work, Rick and Pauline. Oh, and you too, Rupert. Pardon me, Joe, but I have a favor to ask of you. I would like to be allowed to join the Caliosteo patrol team. I want to protect the Caliosteo Cup, no matter what. You kidding? I ought to be on my hands and knees begging you to join. Rupert, I hereby name you as a full-fledged member of the Calyosteel Patrol Team. Thank you. Now listen up, we only got 2 rounds left in this here cup. The BB Brigade's running out of time, and there's nothing more dangerous than a corner rat. Oh hey, rat! I was rat. Y'all gotta be on your guard, alright? Do whatever it takes to save the cup for fighters everywhere. Yeah. Are you sure this is a good idea, Rupert? Your father's going to be furious. Most likely, but that's alright. I've decided it's time for me to show a little backbone. Oh, I love that game, Backbone. I'm going to tell my father what I think and let the chips fall where they may. Alright, if you think you can do it, then so can I. Remember my promise, Rick? Well, I'm going to be brave and take off this mask for good. I'll probably blush like crazy and stammer when I talk to people, but I think I'm okay with that now. For the rest of the cup, people will see my face. Here we go. Okay, that's weird. It won't come off. Oh my gosh, the mask won't come off. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm cursed. I'm gonna have this mask on for the rest of my life. No! I don't understand. Is that some kind of special mask? You explained the secret of Pauline's mask. I see, so the mask has magical powers, does it? Yes, I'm worried about Pauline as well. We should go after her. Pauline! Wait, dig. Pauline! You are friends of Pauline, Dig? Ah yes, it seems you are, Digga. I am the chieftain of the Dig people from Vivosor Island. I am also Pauline's grandfather, Dig. The mask that Pauline wears is enchanted with a spell of ill will, Dig. It gives the wearer confidence and cheer, Digga, but there is a price. Once it takes hold, it is impossible to remove. The mask becomes a master, Dig. When I learned Pauline took the mask, I came right away. But Dig, I came too late. I cannot pursue her, Digga. I am too old and my back is too sore. Please, Dig, you must help my dear Pauline. Yeah. Time is short, Rick. I'll search Mount Krakenak if you take Rainbow Canyon, agreed? Yeah. Okay, this is just slight lore from the first game. Yeah, this Dig stuff and the masks, that was a thing in the first game. That was actually a thing in the first game. But I actually don't remember what it was like. Oh, Jaden says, I heard from a friend that someone took a dump in Vendor's Hall and the overpass. Who does that? So I checked on that. I believe it may have been somebody's dog. Like, it was actually a service dog. Well, service dog, quote unquote. But yeah, that was dog poop. Kraken says, what? Freight services being in the health field and the game saying that about the tonsils hurts. Chip says it happened 3 times apparently. Free services, I love this type of trope where bad and good guys get along or repay favors. Since Todd doesn't do shit but shit. Chip says, "Oh my." Freddy says, "Poor Pauline got caught up with someone's spicy interest." Yeah, I know. Why is this in my silly DS game? Anyways. There's something I gotta do first. There's a mask person. Oh. So I was gifted this red mask, which apparently does something. So I'm just gonna wear it. When you wear that mask, you'll only dig up fossil rocks from fire-type Vivosaurs. You have a good day now, hon. Oh, that's what that does. Okay. No, then I don't need it. But I guess it's good if you're chasing a specific kind of fossil. Which I'm not. Not right now, but yeah. Wait, where was I sent to? Rainbow Canyon. Okay, so yeah, I don't have to take the helicopter. I can just go this way. Jaden says, service dog poop? Okay, I'm not mortified. Just sad the dog didn't get a chance to do it outside. Yeah, again, I don't know why it happened. I think they were just very irresponsible owners. So, okay, but let's move on my story. It's time to go to Saturday, which I believe I marked down as my most eventful day. Because I actually changed outfits so much. And actually, this is where a series of events kinda like started just getting strung together. Oh my gosh, I remember what I did on Friday. Okay, hold on. Let's backtrack a little. I remember what I did on Friday. I was wondering, like, I know I did something on Friday, but I don't remember what it was. I remember now. So, on Friday, I decided to stop by Dealer's Den for a little, just because, I mean, I was checking it out for a little bit. And I stopped by Pepper Coyote's table. I'm gonna dig some fossils just for funsies. I stopped by Pepper's table and I just kind of, you know, I was talking with him for a little. And actually I did get stuck. Well, not stuck. I got like carried away. I just kind of like talked to him for a while, like probably like an hour. At one point the guy had to go outside to smoke some weed because of course he was. So he said like, hey, you wanna come? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, sure. So I just kind of followed him downstairs. I mean, yes. Wait, no, not downstairs. We were in the ground floor. We left Dealers, and then we left the convention center, and we started walking outside. It was really funny because he's a very tall man. Pepper Coyote is a very tall man, and he was wearing his jacket and everything. And then me, I was dressed. Okay, imagine this: black tank top, black puffy crop vest, black also, leather pants, and heeled boots, like heel knee-high boots, but shiny ones. And I went outside and it was cold as fuck, but I was not that cold myself actually, even though I was not wearing anything on my arms. So we just kind of walked for a while to like a spot removed from the convention grounds, so he could just like smoke weed while he talked to me about um his favorite topics, which is basically just socialism and communism and and all the stuff that he's been putting up with recently while he was smoking his weeds. We had an interesting conversation because we were standing by a brick wall. And we had an interesting conversation when he pointed at the bricks and he said, "These bricks, aside from being like material, they are infused with labor because, I mean, somebody had to build with them, and that's why this wall is standing, and that's why it's part of this building because like this is material plus labor." And I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, that makes sense." And then we started talking about assets and resources, just a lot of things. It was that sort of thing. Um. Oh, Scrappy said R. Chip says that's classic Pepper. I mean, yeah, that's what the man does. Socialism, communism, weed, laughing at things, music. That's him. That's Pepper. Also, hi Setsuki. Hello. Setsuki says Rick stream. It's been 1,000 years. Yeah, it's been, well, just a week, but you know. For you to resent for waving Rick, said Setsuki, and Setsuki says hi everyone. Scrappy says hi. Chip says hello, Vincent. And then Chip sent nail polish emoji, and then tall boot emoji. Yep. Scrappy says weed, and Scrappy says ooh woo. Scrappy says, oh yeah, that's Fanny High Talk, haha. Chip says Pepper and his gay socialist communism. Yeah, that's him. That's him. And foot paws. Boy, does he have a paw fetish. Anyways. We were just talking about stuff, and I think I may have convinced him to read my stories, because I was also carrying flyers for my story site. By the way, check it out. It's passing through the ticker right now. My new story archive is finally up. Check out my writing over at ricksmidnighttales.card with 2 R's.co. Yeah, I had some like flyers for my stories that I took to the con. I actually did not distribute them. I don't know, I was distracted. I gave Pepper one and I said, you should read them. They're like 5-10 minute reads. They are easy. And he was like, yeah, okay. I will get on his ass, because see, most people who I see at cons, they can escape me for a whole year until the next con. Pepper I'll probably be seeing in January. So I'm gonna be like, hey, did you read any of my stuff? So yeah, I'm gonna be annoying. Yay. Jaden says, I feel bad I almost stopped talking to you for a year. Why? Why did you do that? Why? I'm so adorable. I'm adorable. Don't ignore me. Oh shit, there's like a treasure trove in here. But yeah. So Pepper was like doing his weed and we were talking, and then holy shit. And then he finished with that, so we went back inside. He got back to bending. I kinda roamed around a little bit more. And then yeah, that's when I was just kind of like, I'm just gonna go. So I went back to my room. Okay, yeah, okay. That was Friday for real. That was the end of Friday. Unless I remember anything else later. I mean, I think I did see Tim. I did see Tim on Friday, but I think he couldn't hang for too long, so yeah. Scrappy says, no, don't guilt trip him. Frigid Silver says at Jaden, it's good that you came back. Jane says, yes, you're adorable and I'm sorry. And the squinty greater than squiggly less than semicolon face. Scrappy says at Frigid Silver, yeah, always nice to have someone back in the first place. Colon 3. Did I get everything here? A sinister feeling fills the air. Oh, here it is. Okay, so before I do this, again, let's move forward to Saturday. I knew I was gonna have a very busy day, so I woke up early in the morning on Saturday. I think the others were asleep. Oh, I didn't mention it, but on Friday, Zane's roommate showed up, but like early in the morning at like 6 a.m. and kinda woke me up for a little. You know that meme of like woken up. Hold on, let me. That okay, yeah, that. Hold on, let me put this on stream. That me woken up at 6 a.m. on a Friday, because our other like con roommate showed up way early. So yeah, that was me. But yeah, so I don't remember. I think Zane and him hung out on Friday, and I was just kind of on my own. But okay, Saturday, and this is where everything began. Okay, so I woke up really early on Saturday because I was going to go to my first panel, which was the Mustelids meetup. I normally don't go to these because I'm like, I don't really know anybody, but whatever. I went because of one reason. Remember the thing I did earlier with the like fursuit pants? Well, the legs. But instead of the paws that I was wearing on the photo I showed you earlier, that's when I was wearing my tiny tiger shoes. I did post a photo of this on my socials, but I'm just gonna put it here just so you can see it. Why is it so small? Why is it so pixelated? Man, this sucks. Hold on. There we go. This is the better version. So yeah, see, tiny tiger shoes, legs, and then I improvised a little sign here that says "Tried going to a tune hole." This is as far as I got, cause yeah, this was my legs. You can also see my tail, and then from the top here, it was just me wearing a regular shirt, and then I think I was wearing my Biker Mice from Mars like button up, and you know just my badges and my color and stuff. So it was just very normal from the waist up, and then just like Toonie Weasel from the bottom. Also, oh, new person. You're showing up at an interesting moment. Sorry, I'm like taking a break to tell a story. Just came back from a convention, so I'm telling stories from that. Scenic Cape 7 says, "Yo, Fossil Fighter, such a peak day." Although they meant game. Yeah, peak game. I do like Fossil Fighters. It's kind of an undervalued series, which is probably not coming back anytime soon. Scrappy says, "Dude, it's like when you're sleeping at a hotel or like at vacation and family members start waking up really early or coming in something. I think that's just you, but yeah." Scrappy did a big blushy face and said, "Kiss, please." Preet Services said, Scenic K7 for Waving Rig says, "It's a pleasure to have you here." Yeah. But yeah, that's what I wore. And I said, I'm wearing that for a panel. But I'm just gonna show up wearing this to the Mustelid meetup, because, I mean, if my bottom half is a Mustelid, might as well. So I did. I showed up. And this is when as soon as I walked into the room, I realized something, and I went, oh shit. I saw somebody that, let's say I had a bit of a rocky history with in the past. I saw, and I could tell that it was them because of how they were dressed. They were basically dressed as one of their OCs. This was a furry artist with whom I kind of had a bit of a, I don't know, rocky start years ago. Like, I basically liked their stuff, and I kind of felt I felt like I was like, oh, I really like your characters. So without really saying anything, I kind of went on a weird hyperfixation. So I basically bought like costume pieces to kind of semi cosplay one of his characters, and I said, "Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna look cool." So I basically, I did a very kind of improvised cosplay, and I remember I went into his DMs and I showed him. And the thing that struck me the most, I mean, and basically the thing that was the entire catalyst was that he said, "Oh, but that doesn't look right. I don't think that's the right color." Or something similar. Here's the thing, I don't have their conversation anymore, so I'm kind of paraphrasing it. This might be inaccurate. But it was something like that. And I kind of felt bad. I was like, oh, well, I was trying my best, but, yeah. So yeah, that happened, and I kind of felt bad about it. I said, okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try. Cynic K7 says, I played this game so much when I was younger, but sadly don't have it anymore. Oof. I'll try Manu. Hello, Manu sent a waving Rick. Hi, hello. Chip says, didn't that conversation happen in a Telegram group? I don't remember. It may have been a group. Or may have been on DMs with him. I don't remember. Again, it's lost to time. And it doesn't matter anymore. Scrappy said, baby, and a crying Rick. Freed services at Manu for waving Ricks and said, Manu. Scrappy says, that would turn me off from talking to people ever. I mean, I gotta say, probably it's just like, I was being silly. I took it too seriously, and I don't know, it just kind of colored my opinion on them for a while. I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to have anything to do with this. So I just kind of deflected and just kind of shut them off from my life. So yeah, fast forward to now. Fast forward to Midwest Fur Fest 2025, where I'm going to the Mustelid panel, and who do I see? Him, there. Also, bonus, somebody else that I wanted to see at the con, but I was kind of having trouble like finding, went into the panel and sat right next to them. They sat right next to them and started talking, and I just was like, really? I think I even messaged them. I messaged my friend, and I told him, hey, you're talking with somebody who I actually kind of offended me in the past. And he was like, oh, I had no idea, sorry. So yeah, the panel was kind of awkward because of that, but I still managed to hang on and just have a fun time, because they asked Mustelid questions. We answered like a Mustelid Kahoot sort of thing. I was terrible at it. And yeah, and then they took a photo of everybody, of all the Mustelids, even though I kind of just showed my tail. If that photo ever comes up, it's just gonna be my tail, because I mean, I was just wearing my lower half. How was I gonna get my lower half in a photo but hiding everything else? But yeah, Scrappy said, Manu, hi. And Chip says, I think it was a gear focus group because I think I was there. Again, I don't think it matters anymore. So this is the catalyst. This is what I think fired the rest of the con into overdrive for me. I decided I'm gonna go talk to him. I'm gonna go talk to the artist. It was a mere curiosity for me. It was me just being like, okay, I'm gonna see if he knows who I am. Because I tend to do that with some people. I tend to be like, okay, let's see if they know who I am. So I approached him, and I was like, oh, hey, hi. And then he checked my badge, and he was like, oh, you, Rick, yes. And I I did not even have a chance to like say anything, to like open my mouth or anything. He basically said like, "Oh hey, yeah, I know like some time ago I said like some like awful stuff to you and I'm sorry. It was like like I took it too seriously and I'm like this, sorry." I don't know, that like that just kind of like I was like paralyzed. I was like, "Oh, huh." The fact that he apologized and I did not have to bring it up at all. Like I did not bring it up myself. I was not like, "Hey, you did this to me, apologize." He came up like he remembered it, or I'm not sure if somebody else told him, because I may have like at times vented about this before. But he brought it up as soon as he saw me, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, no worry. That was years ago. It's fine now." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm open for like if you want to chat online or something." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, yeah, we can do that." And I was like, "Oh, well, that was interesting." Scrappy says, "That's a huge luck draw. Maybe I should go and apologize to some people at the start of next year." Jane says, "Apologizing right away is a good way to start renewing friendships." Chip says, "Him remembering you and remembering what he said speaks volumes." Yeah, yeah. Freezer says, "Forgiveness and rekindling." Yeah, I know. So that was kind of amazing. It was a highlight. I was like, "Oh, I was not expecting to come out of this with like a second chance with somebody." I was actually like straight up real like just really happy about it. Okay, but then I was like, "Okay, that's fine. That's fine. This is a little thing." Freezer says, "Such great news." And then Setsuki sent a foam love emote and said, "Forgive him." And then Zan with a gun emote, "Kill him." Yeah, there was definitely some internal conflict, but I managed to kind of, you know, I went with my lighter side and I said, "Yeah, no problem." Like I tried to downplay it because at that point I felt like diffused. I felt like if I was ever angry, I was diffused completely. Sometimes like the lightest apology to me will completely diffuse me. I was like, "No, yeah, don't worry. It's like it was years ago. Who cares? Like we can start again." So yeah, he said like, "Yeah, you can hit me up online anytime you want." And then okay, bye. It was a brief meeting, but yeah, that was it. That was basically it. Fritzuru said Tatsuki, "Paint route or thinner route," and then 4 boot kisser emotes. But yeah, okay, so next, after that, I had to hurry to another panel, which was the "Why Aren't You Wearing Pants?" A discussion of bottomless characters panel, which was all the way from the convention center to the hotel room, so I had to waddle around in my weasel legs and giant oversized shoes while holding my silly little sign that says, "I went to a tune hole, but not all the way through." And yeah, so I showed up to that, and I mean, that was my bit. I basically, like, the lower half of my body was like a pantsless tune looking. Yeah, so it was kind of like a very like low-key panel where people just like brought up characters they remembered as not wearing pants, like Donald Duck, Sly Cooper, um, all the Animal Crossing characters, Sonic the Hedgehog, the guys, not the girls. That came up a lot. There was like a lot of discussion about that. A lot of very old timey like um, cartoon fans and stuff. Satsuki says, "What a good con," and Satsuki says, "Me right now." Scrappy says, "Sly Cooper." Oh whoa. Yeah, there was some discussion about that. Manu says, "Lol." But yeah, that was kind of like the main reason why I got inspired to wear like weasel legs and tiny tiger shoes. I was like, I'm gonna do the the pantsless character thing. Well, okay, so I did that. And here's the thing, that panel ended at like 1 p.m. And then I had another panel at 2 p.m. that required a completely different outfit. So you know what I did? I made a run back to my hotel room. I did bump into Slacker Duke and Victor the goat. They saw my shoes. Slacker Duke, Duster really liked them a lot. And yeah, again, I made a run to my room because I had to like take all that off and change into my other outfit, which was pause for drama. Hold on, let me find it. Let me find it for you. There we go. This, what I like to call fancy casual Wolf O'Donnell, which yes, it's basically just my Wolf O'Donnell fursuit head and tail, but with a snazzy, you know, turtleneck sweater, gray, a black trench coat, leather pants, and tall boots. The engineers, actually the same ones I'm wearing right now, pair number 127. Extremely fashionable because the panel I was showing up to at 2 p.m. was the MFF fashion show. And I was like, I'm gonna go to the fashion panel with my own fashion and I'm gonna slay. So yeah, I went to that dressed like this. Fritzer says the trench coat. Satsuki says Fox McCloud, semicolon, and then an egg rig emote. Ryu says very fashion. Satsuki says quite cool. Chip says Wolfgang. Fritzer says I would unironically wear. I mean, I know you would, bitch. Kraken says handsome. Manu says Wolfgang in all caps. Fritzer says a chip. Oh, it's the lit, the curse lit emote. Fire. Freddy Silver says screams. Yeah. So, okay, you know how you people are going insane for it. People liked it. People saw it and they liked it. Kind of. I'll get to it. Satsuki says there's a bit of Matrix outfit, but not too hard either. It works great. I was actually inspired by a different image that I will be showing you now. I feel like I have this. Yeah, no, didn't I show you this? I may have shown you this before. Whoa, this. Okay, so this by Atramentum 3 was the main inspiration for my outfit. I'm sure you can see where I was going with this. So I bought the sweater and the trench coat. The other stuff I already had. Oh yeah, and the leather gloves. But yeah, that's what I was doing. And yeah, I showed up to the fashion show like that. It was kind of sad. It was kind of sad because I actually didn't know that if I wanted to be in the runway for the fashion show, I had to sign up beforehand, which I didn't do. So I showed up to the fashion show just to sit down and watch the other people who had signed up, just like kind of do their runway. And I was like, well, I mean, it doesn't. If it's fine, I'm still wearing it. It still looks cool. Jaden says, just be Wolf in any outfit, and I'm like, capture prey. But damn, is Wolf hot? Chip says, yeah, you showed this last stream, I think. Scrappy says, Jaden, man, you really want him, don't you? But yeah, so, okay, let me check. What else did I do? Okay, so after that, I kind of roamed around a little bit more as Fancy Wolf, but I kind of got tired of it for a little bit. Particularly because I was going to the dealer's den again, because again, it's Saturday, and I still haven't checked the dealer's den proper. So I went to the dealer's den and I actually took the head off so I could actually see. And I was going around checking out some stuff, buying some stuff, and oh, right. Um, I had actually made plans with some people the night before on Friday. That on Saturday we were going to go for dinner to a fancy place called Denny's. Yeah, there's a Denny's a mile away from the con space that we were going to walk to. Um, I actually went back to my room to drop off the wolf head, but I kept the outfit on. So I just kept, the sweater, the trench coat, the rest of the fashion on. And I showed up to meet the other people that were going to go dinner with me. Um, so yeah. Oh wait, I'm skipping something actually. Before I met up with the people for Denny's, I actually went. I saw the reindeer. All I will say is I saw the reindeer. MFF has this tradition where a fuckload of reindeer fursuiters show up and go around, basically as a parade, as a mini parade, and they they do reindeer stuff. They say Merry Christmas. Also, there's Santa Claus right in the middle there. Jaden said that Scrappy hush, and Fraser sent for boot kissers. Scrappy says, I shall not hush until you blush, colon 3. Jaden says, and I'm not blushing. And Scrappy says at Jaden, not if you get a big old wolf in your face. Fraser says Scrappy turns up the heat. Chip says sleighing all the way through the snow. Also, okay, so I went to see the reindeer, and you know who was in this? You know who was in this? It was... Okay, I could barely get him. Let me see if I have the close-up that I took. It was this reindeer, right above Santa. That's Andy the reindeer, Andy Candy, which is owned by our own RPD officer from the server. You know, the one guy that has really cool platform boots and shit that doesn't that every time I ask can I wear them, he says no. Yeah, that's him. That guy from Minnesota. And yeah, I got to talk to him a little bit there. He's a lot jollier in his fursuit. It's really interesting because I've seen the guy out of suit, and he always looks like he's dying. He looks like a living corpse. And then when he's wearing this suit, he's like, Merry Christmas! And carrying a little plushie. He to be like that. And I also I begged in person, let me try to use your boots on, and he was like, no. But I want them. No. I'm never gonna say yes. And I just shook him, and then I left. Because he was being mean. Why is he so mean with me? Chip said, RPD? Yep. Jaden says at Scrappy, too bad you're not in a wolf outfit. And Chip says, I knew it. And Scrappy says at Jaden, and who says I can't be? Kids, take your role playing somewhere else. You're interrupting my flow. Chip says, fitting how one of his other sonas is a liquor from Resident Evil. I mean, I've known the guy for ages. Gosh, from the Skype days. I'm gonna say probably no. Windows Live Messenger. I've talked to RPD since Windows Live Messenger days. Known the guy forever. Scrappy says, the one other guy in Minnesota and he doesn't let you try his boots. Bad representation of our state. Kraken says, Wheeze, I forgot. When do you want me to send you your Heavy Saurus coloring book? Should I hold it until New Year? Yeah, you can hold it. I need to get in touch with you because I wanted to check if you could send me like finished stuff. Don't, no salmiakki. No, no. But I do want like some finished stuff. So so you're not just sending a single coloring book. Chip says I remember following him on Tumblr since at least 2014. Yeah, yeah, guy's been around for a while. He gave me a tiny like advertisement of Minnesota of all the places I can go to. And yeah, I said yeah, I'll definitely be back at some point. Kraken says, well, my messages are open anytime. Okay, yeah, I'll get to that. Anyways, after I left that stupid reindeer, yeah, I went to meet up with friends so we could walk to Denny's and have dinner. And something that kind of caught me unaware was that everybody kind of praised my outfits. They were like, "Ooh, you look snazzy with the turtleneck and the trench coat," and I was like, "Well, thank you." Um, it was interesting because I was like, I felt the praise, I felt flattered, but I was also like, "Wait, so you don't like my trashy regular outfits?" Like, I get it, I get it. I can do both. I can do both, but I'm kind of offended. Like, oh man, you don't. So you never praise my punk as like camo pants, tank tops, open button up shirts, big boots outfits. But no, I get it. People and their tastes. Kraken says same goes for the rest of yeah. Kiss. Manu says word. You guys need to stop using my chat as like your fucking um whatever. So yeah, it was. I believe it was. Okay, who went to dinner? It was Pogile, aka Harrison. It was Ren. Anthony Bunrab. If you know Anthony Bunrab, he was there. Timothy. Well, Tim. Tim. And me. It was all five of us. We went to Denny's. We walked for like 30 minutes in the snow. I was talking with Harrison most of the time because we were like just kind of talking ideas because the situation for furry dealers is kind of dire at the moment. It's kind of hard to make a profit, so we were just kind of bouncing ideas back and forth. Creed Service says, I appreciate all sorts of looks. Scrappy says, Harrison, greater than 8 capital O face. Yeah, the man has a lot of names. Pogile, Harrison, Brayden. Creed Service says, Tim mentioned. Yeah, Tim was there. Yeah, I had a brisket barbecue sandwich and fries, and some no, not pineapple, apple pie slop. It was tasty. I liked it. But yeah. After we came back from that, I kind of had to like hurry the fuck up because I had Pepper Coyote's concert at 8:30. So I had to basically just walk really fast. I'm glad we left at the time we left from Denny's. Because I had to hurry up. So I said bye to everybody and I just ran the fuck over to Pepper's concert. Where I just, I just took off the sweater. I was like, okay, I'm fucking burning up here. Because the room was packed. I love that MFF does this thing where like they give Pepper like a very small room, even though his concert fucking fills rooms at other conventions like Anthrocon. It's like they don't know he's like fairly popular. So I got a little bit late to the point where like I had to wait at the entrance for somebody else to come out because breaking fire code. Because apparently that room was at capacity. Jaden says, do you wear size 13 boots? No, not always. I own a few pairs, but no, I'm like size 8.59 US. I'm little. I'm baby weasel. Some of my pairs are like size 10. Some are 11, but anything bigger is like I own it, but I don't really wear it because too big. So yeah, I went to Pepper's concert. I liked it. He he has some like new songs that he's been like playing frequently that kind of like they tear my heart apart. They make me kind of emotional. So I had a bit of a tearing up there at his concert, and after that, I um, I went back to my room, so I could drop off the trench coat, the sweater, and so I could change into something comfier. Um, it was here when I got actually invited to Bill Beagle's Belly Party, which is this thing they do where people show up at Bill's room, and then you take your shirt off and he paints a silly animal face on it. Using your nipples as eyes and then your belly as like the like muscle, nose and mouth and stuff. And he kind of ends up picking what you get. Some people do choose like, hey, can you draw me like a raccoon or like like a bear, stuff like that. And everybody's belly is different. So yeah, I thought I was not gonna get invited because I've been to his belly parties before. I tend to get a belly painted on me. Um, but yeah, so I showed up and it went for a while. It went for like 3 4 hours, and I think I was one of the last bellies to get painted because it was time was running out. He was getting tired. But yeah, no. In the end, I did get something painted on my belly, and in total, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There were 12 painted bellies, and it was a cute moment. And actually, I kind of had a bit of an emotional moment at that party because you know how that thing when I thought I was not getting invited to things and because there was like tension and stuff. Let's just say this time it was my time to apologize a little because you know haven't been around and stuff like that and um perceived me being like angry at other people, and I just kind of like clarified things, and I think that smoothed out a lot of the stuff that I was thinking about. So it got better. It got better. Like I came out of that party like feeling better about things in general. Jaden says, "If I get boots, just know you'll be trying on some big boys." I know. I dealt with that. Scrap is a sweetheart, OMG, and then a crying Rick. Scrappy sent a heart. Kraken sent two thumb rub emotes. Yeah, there were thumb rubs. Chip says, "Did he sing Chinese Pie Balloon?" Chip, no, that song is old. He's pushing his new stuff. His songs to pay for his pool. Wait, from that album. That's how the album is called. Um, no, those songs are old hat now. So he's mostly doing his newer stuff and his popular stuff. Like Lonely and the Horse song, which he had to censor. That was kind of funny. But yeah, concert, belly party, and then after that, I just kind of like returned to my room. I was like, okay, it's late. I'm going back to my room. Bye. Um, so I showed up to my room, and I kind of um, I don't know. I like um Zane and his roommate were like already pretty tired, so they went to bed. So I was kind of in the room just on my own. I was looking out of the window and it was snowing, and it looked really bright outside. I think I can show you. I can show you how it looked. So it was snowing outside, and it looked really bright. This is Rosemont at night. I believe this is like 3 a.m. And this is how it looked outside. All the lights in the room were like off, and this was the view outside, and it looked really pretty. So I sat down by the window and I just like looked at this, and then I put on some of Pepper's songs, particularly the sadder ones. I don't know. I felt in the mood to just like listen to sad stuff while I was looking at the snowfall. And I don't know. I took it as a little bit of a micro meditation moment. Jaden sent, what is that? Objection emote, and then pizza, a pineapple and pizza emote. It says, "Here, have some pizza, lol." Chip says, "Not horse like horse. Manu says, "That's a lot of light pollution." I mean, it's Chicago. That's what you get. But it was like really light. Also, you know that thing that snow does where like it just kind of reflects the light a lot, so it all looks really bright outside. Oh, Satsuki says, "I'm off to work, Tunes. Mwah. Thank you one more time, Rick." No, yeah, absolutely. I will talk later about what I did. Scrappy says, "It reminds me of how it looked on the way home today." Felix says, "Snow." Scrappy says, "Those peaks teared me up." Pips sings, "We could share the very first snow flowers of the year." Scrappy says, "Satsuki, bye." Great Service says, "Satsuki, thanks for coming." Chip says, "Those photos were truly beautiful and moody." Yeah, I took another one that it's not for stream, but I've shown others because I really like how it came out. Satsuki says, "I'm really glad you had such a good time." Oh yeah, and I haven't even gotten to the good part yet, but yeah. Felix says, "I remember being stuck in downtown Chicago in the midst of the night while it was snowing. It was pretty and cold." Yeah, it wasn't as cold as I thought it was gonna be, but yeah, it was. Chip says, "Bye bye, Vincent." And Satsuki says, "See ya, everyone." Felix says, "But I had alcohol, so I was protected against the cold." Right. Chip says, "I've experienced snow, but now I want to experience urban snowfall." It truly is a different beast, I gotta tell you. So yeah, I kind of meditated by the window, looking at the snow for a while before actually going to bed. I don't know why it felt like an emotional flush. It felt like I kind of dropped all the just bleh of the previous days. Because I mean, that morning I had made up with somebody I thought like that was kind of like uh, a nothing, like that I was not gonna get anything out of anymore. And then I also apologized while I was getting my belly painted. Um, and then I had a dinner with a friend, um, who we barely get to see ever, and we did this for him. We were like, "Yes, we're going to dinner with you because we're going to dinner because of you. We planned this dinner around taking you here. This is a place you wanted to check out." So it felt like I had done like a bunch of very like cleansing things during the day, and then I just kind of like, oh, and Pepper's concert too. So I just kind of sat by the window and just let all that just wash out. Felix is also walking near the river without any jacket on. Grave mistake. I was outside in Chicago without a jacket several times, and it was not bad. It was very freezing cold, but it was not terrible. Again, Scrappy says a rig reset. And then Scrappy sent hugs. Yeah. Well, this takes us to Sunday, the last day of the con. I kind of dressed up very, like, just regular. And, oh, by the way, I had some stuff planned for Saturday evening that I ended up not doing because of the belly party and just because I was really tired. So, Sunday, I did not. I got up fairly early because I wanted to see one more person from my list, somebody I had not met yet. He was like a furry on a bit of the older side, and I was like, yeah, I've seen your art a while. And he remembered me. He said, yeah, I remember all your comments and stuff. I got to meet him while he was drawing, and I said, okay, see ya then, bye. After that, I headed over to dealers to do some like improvised shopping. Zane left me his card because he was like, I'm gonna be somewhere else. Just take the card and buy whatever you want to buy. So I went on a micro shopping spree, which was like 3 or 4 items. I bought something really cool in the 18 plus section, which is it's nothing explicit. I haven't taken a photo of it, but it's kind of cool. I'll show you later. I got some soda. I got some. I ended up paying for the refills thing for my mug, so I could get root beer and sarsaparilla and just weird sodas from Wild Bales, which is like this craft soda company that comes in vents at the con. They like you can buy a mug from them and then a refill pass, and then you get to take as much soda as you want all day and during the con. So I got some of that. I bought an explicit calendar for Zane because he wanted a 2026 calendar that was furry. I saw one. He was like, yeah, that's fine. I hung out a little bit with Pepper again. I got to learn that he's gonna be having a hangout later, next year actually, in January. That's why I said I'm gonna see Pepper again in January because he invited me to something. Went around looking at more items, more things. Oh yeah. I don't remember when this happened, but I finally got to meet Rudy in person. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this may have been on Saturday. Yes, this was on Saturday. I'm sorry, I skipped that. I met Rudy, the possum, on Saturday, and that was weird. I mean, it was pretty much everything I expected, and I did get to strangle him a little because he's an annoying little shit, but he knows that, and we're both in on the joke. He gave me a Twinkie, because he was giving those out, like he was like carrying Twinkies because he wanted to meet the Sonar fursuiter that was around, which I did see a few times. But he still gave me a Twinkie. I have not eaten it yet. I brought it with me. Jaden says, Night Weasel crew, the Derek needs sleep for work. Yeah, don't worry. See ya. Great services at Jaden. Dream sweet. Anyways, back to Sunday. So, I went to a couple of panels. I went to a Bluey panel. After a little bit of the what's the word? Yeah, after being around dealers for a while, I also went to the artist alley just to see a couple of friends. I actually bumped into a Wendell fursuiter. Well, it was just a Wendell head, and he was a cowboy, like he was wearing a cowboy hat. I told him I like his suit. He didn't seem to know how to react. Didn't take a photo, sadly, but there may be some photos out there. It was a cute head. Scrappy said, "Oh, bye bye." But yeah, I went to a Bluey panel where, like, people talked about their favorite episodes, favorite characters, favorite games, and stuff, about the future of the show. And then they said, "Don't tell anybody." And then they showed us 2 episodes of the show because they were like, "Oh no, they told us not to do this because of copyright." We still did. We watched a couple of Louis episodes. Like, it's harmless. Also, I knew the person doing the panel. We had talked on Telegram a little bit before. After that, I went to another very small panel, being held by Ren, who was with Bogile, with Harrison, about otters, and it was cute. It was cute and informative, and also slightly aggressively political, but I completely understand that. And it was a very short panel. It was like 30 minutes long. And as soon as that was over, Zane and I took off back to the mall because we had to fulfill our tradition. Zane and I's tradition is to go to the Lind Truffle store. You know, the chocolate truffles, the little balls. Um, there's a store of those at the mall by the convention center, and we always get a fuckload of those. This year, Zane only wanted like 10 or 11 of those, and we usually get 75. So he got like 11, and I got to pick the rest of them. I picked 64 truffles. So that's what I brought actually with me. I have here a bag of 64 truffles. Probably less than 64. I've already eaten a couple. But yeah, I have a fuckload of chocolate truffles. It's tradition. We get them. Oh, they also had like discounted Dubai chocolate bars. So I have one of those too. I've had Dubai chocolate before. I like it. I actually do like it. But these was discounted, so yeah. We also got cupcakes. I from There's like this stand at the mall that has really good cupcakes. Apparently, they were in some kind of show in the Food Network. But yeah, no, I've tasted them. Really, really excellent cupcakes. And I also got some soda. Some I got a cursed chocolate Coke float. So it was like Coke and then chocolate syrup and fucking whipped cream and then vanilla ice cream and Oreos in it. It was amazing. It was actually really good. I thought it was not gonna work. It was actually really good. Um, oh, and we stopped by the 7-Eleven because I wanted another egg salad sandwich. So I got another one of those. After that, we like rushed back to the convention center, and oh, and I bumped into Taboos. Taboos was somebody else that I was not sure if he was going to the con, but he was. In the end, he was there, and I mean, kind of sucked that I only got to see him on the Sunday, almost at the end, because basically people were already lining up for the closing ceremonies. Um, and I was there with Taboos. He showed me a few of his doodles, of his drawings. It was all really cute. Honestly, he's an adorable man. He draws really, really cute things, and in person, he's super friendly. So yeah, I kind of like just hung out with him a little bit, and then I sent him off his way because he had to take the shuttle to the airport. So once he was down his way, I went and joined Zane at closing ceremonies. We sat down and we watched it. Um, it was a really cute event. Um, as always, they always like smash the charity goals with, and they love to make charity people cry, so they did. Um, They did the final count of attendees, which I think was like 16,000 or 17,000, something like that. It kind of shrunk a little, but not in a terrible way. And then they revealed the theme of the con for next year, which was Bark to the Future. Bark to the Future. Yeah, stupid furries and their puns. I'm gonna think what I'm gonna be doing about that theme. I don't know. I may get like a futuristic and then like an old timey outfit. That'd be fun. I have a whole year to think about it. After closing, I kind of just. Here's the thing. I had made plans with Ditman, Rat, to like, get in a car with him and a bunch of rats and go for dinner. We were gonna go for like pizza. We're gonna go for deep dish pizza. And man, I just have this game just paused. I should probably just battle now. Hold on, let me get into this battle and I will tell you what happened. No, Rick, stay away from me. I have no control over my body. The mask makes me attack everyone I see. Please, you have to run. I can't stop myself. No. Oh, battle. Okay, so what is this? Water? What's stronger against water? Air. And then water against fire. And I should probably get a neutral one, because otherwise my fire one will get decimated by the water. But it's rank 5, so I think I might be able to tank it. Yeah, let's just go like this. Okay. This is when a big chain of events like just took place. So this closing ceremonies was a thing that we thought, and I'm pretty sure Ditman and they thought was gonna go on for just 1 hour. It actually went for 2 hours. So what happened is that, well, we left closing ceremonies hoping to, go with the rats for some pizza. But we didn't see anybody at the meeting place. And they were not answering messages. Well, Ditman is the one I was in contact with, and he was not answering messages. And I was wondering, did they leave without us? Later I learned that yes, they did leave without us, because apparently, yeah, they were in a bit of a hurry, and 2 hours. I don't know all the details, but basically, yes, they left. So we were without dinner plans, sadly. I got kinda like micro bummed out, because I was like, oh man, it was like, I was looking forward to that dinner. But okay, I stuck around, I just kinda waited, and then while I waited, I saw like some people that I knew pass. Basically, I saw the belly party people pass by, like Bill Beagle and other furries like Rubber Buns. Bill's boyfriend too. So yeah, I saw them and I'm like, hey, where are you going? And like they were just kind of like just roaming around. So I decided to join them. And yeah, we went to the basement and we just kind of hung around for a bit. How do I put this next part? Okay, so I did like I was talking to like some of the people in that group very idly, and one of the furries that was there, Rubber Buns, he said that he was just gonna be around because he was waiting for Haru. Remember Haru, the guy that like I had like just slight beef with, that like apologized with me, and I was like, oh, so he's gonna be around. So I kind of like internally I was like, because could this be a chance to actually hang out with him? So I said, yeah, I'm just gonna stick around here and just wait. I went with my instinct. That's kind of what felt right. I just kind of just hung around and said, yeah, okay. I'm also waiting for Haru. I didn't like really mention anything else. I was just kind of like just hanging around. So yeah, I waited for a little bit. Like eventually, the other people, like Bill and his boyfriend and stuff, just kind of like left. So yeah, I just hung around with Rubber Buns and somebody else. I don't remember who. We were sitting around, and finally Haru and his own like group of people showed up. And yeah, so I saw Haru and he was like, "Oh, Rick, hi!" And then he said, "Oh, we're gonna go draw over at one of the rooms if you want to see." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I don't have anything else to do." So yeah, I follow Haru and his friends to go and sit down. So yeah, I went and sat down with them, and then I started watching them like draw on their sketchbooks. It was fun. It was actually fun. It was like, oh, look at all these artists drawing stuff for each other. And then Haru passed me his sketchbook, and I was checking it out. And he was like, if you want to draw something. And I was like, oh. So again, I've been retired from drawing for a very long time, but I said, internally, I said, hey, you're trying to make up with Haru, right? Why don't you like draw something for him? So yes, I said, yeah, sure. I took some references because he had references in paper, like he had like printed references for his characters. And I took one of a character of his that I particularly like, which is like this scrunkly weasel fellow dressed in like rubber gear. And I was like, yeah, this guy. So I very shakily took a piece of paper. No, I took his sketchbook, sorry. I took his sketchbook and a mechanical pencil, and I started drawing. You know how unnerving it is to be drawing somebody's character sitting right next to them? Not just somebody, just a well-known, popular artist. You're sitting next to them, and you as an amateur artist are drawing his character in front of him. I was shaking, but I still pushed through. I did my absolute best. I kept going, just trying my best. While I was doing it, Haru said like, hey, I can draw you something too if you want. And I was like, yes? So I got a piece of paper because I didn't have a sketchbook of my own. I got a piece of paper, and he started drawing for me. At some point, I finished my own little like piece, and this is what bad. I hate that it doesn't actually properly scale. I left this drawing in his sketchbook. So I drew this for him. He likes bellies, so I made the belly round. Oh, he's got like a fun metal cut piece and stuff. It's not perfect. It's not great, but I did my best. And honestly, I could see that he actually liked it. He actually was like, "Oh yeah, this is like you captured his energy," he said. And I was kind of relieved. Yeah, I'm not a big artist, but I was still glad that I was able to make something sort of decent for him. And yeah, when he asked like, "Hey, what do you want drawn?" And I don't know, I just went with my instinct and I just said like, "Hey, Same character, but actually no. Draw. Can you draw me wearing what he's wearing? Because I like his outfit. I like his outfit a lot. And he was like, yeah, sure. So he drew like this for me. And I freaking love it. I love this so much. I was not expecting. The last thing you could have told me I was gonna get would have been a drawing from somebody that I was kind of resentful towards. Wild. Oh, Chip said Weasel Instinct's firing up. Yeah, I felt most of Sunday I felt guided by this strange thing that like, do this, Rick. No, do this now. I felt like I was being like guided to take some specific decisions, to be like, okay, stand here and don't leave yet. Like, don't go anywhere. So I just kind of like stood there in place. And I just let a bunch of things happen. A bunch of things happened in a row. But yeah, so I got this little drawing. It's really, really cute. I'm going to like put a sleeve on that, and that's definitely going on my wall. Because it's great. It's really, really great. Scrappy says baby and a crying Rick. Chip says it's a good job. Yeah, I tried my best, and he knows I'm like, you know, not really an artist and I'm out of practice. I'm glad he was understanding. And I think he saw that I actually showed an interest in his characters, because I do have a genuine interest in his characters. I just, for the longest time, didn't know how to feel about it, because, you know, I was still kind of feeling weird. I think I'm done. I have to skip turn. Scrappy says, I'm really partial to that belly shape. Pulled it off very well. And Scrappy says huff and then a heart. Yeah, I think it came out well. So, I just kind of hung around, and oh, somebody I didn't mention that I had seen before, but then I saw them again, was Azul. Azul is was the artist from Six Legends, the one who drew every character in Six Legends. So he's the one to thank for the wonderful designs. We were blessed by his wonderful design. And I was again like, oh hey, and then he sat down to draw at the same table. So there was a lot of like cross networking, where like I was watching Haru draw, and then I was watching Azul draw, and then Tanny showed up, my ex Tanny, who was like, you know, with Strybeck at the moment. He showed up, and I was like, we caught up a little while I was like standing there. It started getting really crowded because it felt like, because the con was basically ended. You know what it felt like? It felt like Fortnite, like when the storm is closing in. That because the con is closing, there's less spaces for people to gather. So now everybody's like going to the same common spots. But yeah, no, it was a friendly thing with Danny. We laughed a little over things. I think he enjoys my silly sense of humor. My silly and edgy sense of humor. Chip says, oh boy, Tanny. Yeah, no, it was good. I heard about his like current situation and stuff, so yeah. Oh, and some random furry showed up with like a big gallon of Arizona iced tea, and he said, hey, it's tea and whiskey, anybody want some? And Azul and I just looked at each other, and we were just like, yeah, sure, hit us. So we got handed like cups of actually it was more like iced tea, lemonade, and whiskey. So I took some, I drank some, and yeah. Eventually we got kicked out of the basement, because, you know, they were closing off zones and things. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, eventually, we had to migrate upstairs to some other tables. So yeah, we sat down. There was more drawing. Haru, you know, something I learned about Haru. The guy loves stickers. The guy really loves stickers. He was going all around, and if he saw a sticker, he would just like stop and then grab some stickers. Like, he loves stickers to the point where I actually asked earlier. I asked Zane to go fetch me my stickers so I could give him some, and yeah, he took some. He took some. By this point, Haru and I are like building really good rapport, and I'm just kind of really happy about the whole thing. So yeah, we spent the rest of the evening. It was past midnight by that point, just kind of sitting around. Haru even had like a bunch of pages on the lore of like one of his characters, and I basically read them, and I was like, oh yeah, I get this. I enjoy this. So yeah, we added each other and stuff like Telegram, and yeah, we talk a little bit more. By 1 a.m., like, it was getting really late, so he and his friends left, and me, I basically it was late, but I returned to my room, and I was just filled with this weird euphoria where I felt like I had followed everything I should have done. Like, it felt like I had gotten the best ending possible, because I had met everybody at MFF, and for some reason it felt like I had achieved 100%, and I had been blessed with the good ending. It was a weird and magical moment. I returned to my room, just kind of like walking down the snow, just like really happy. Down the snowy road. Made it to my room. Zane saw how euphoric I was. Started packing a little. Yeah, just went to sleep. Trade services MFF cleared, rank S+. Honestly, that's how it felt. Like, I have no regrets. Everything went down perfectly, and I was so happy with how everything transpired. Particularly the last day. The last day felt like I was being directed by some unknown thing that told me, do this, stand here for a while, and then wait for something to happen. And then something happened, and I just instinctively went like, yeah, okay, follow them, go with them. It felt like, do this, then this, then this. It was weird, and it worked. It really worked. Scrappy sent 7 crying Ricks. Chip says, you didn't get the good ending, you got the golden ending. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know, it was like everything just kind of fell into the right place. Because I had like one of the best times I've had. Scrappy says, I'm Cry Joy. Chip says, time for New Game Plus. What is New Game Plus? I mean, I know the epilogue. The epilogue is that now I've been DMing with Haru, and I joined his server, and I actually have something that I want to do, but I'm gonna wait until I finish this. Scrappy says, imagine a crying Rick edit, except with a smile to show joyful tears. That sounds terrifying. Yeah. Scrappy says, Rick, we need to theorize on which Victor character was controlling you in that moment. Oh my gosh. You know what? I felt like Tolvan. I actually felt like Tolvan. That was weird. Because yeah, it felt like somebody's guiding me. I don't know who it is. Scrappy says, there has to be someone who matches that kind of energy, guiding others around to do the right thing without them knowing. Yeah, I don't know who that could have been. Oh, Scrappy says Tovan. Oh, yeah, and I won. I won the battle. Sorry I dragged it on for so long. I was telling my story. Oh, there's actually something I forgot to tell you about. When Zane and I were leaving from closing ceremonies, I actually bumped into somebody else. And that was Zitz. Zitz is a TF artist that has been around for a while. And Zitz was also the one person that made Midwest Fur Fest really special for me on my very first year going to that con. All the way back at Midwest 2015. On Midwest 2015, I was actually really disappointed by the end because somebody I wanted to see was not able to make it. But then, while roaming around on the last day, I bumped into this artist that I recognized from the internet, and I was able to tell him how much his art meant to me. And he let me, sit down with him, watch him draw. And it actually was what made my very first Midwest Fur Fest really special. And here I was, once again, 10 years later, 45 conventions later, seeing that same man again, and just telling him, look at you, look at us. It's been so long. And yeah, he got a laugh out of it, but I don't know, it feels like also meeting Zitz was kind of like a bonus action that may have been part of the sequence overall, like a cameo, like a reference to like how this all started. It felt like going back to the beginning and then coming out with something new. Also, hi Distra, hello. So says Jan Arvin. Hello. So yeah, epilogue. I packed up this morning. We left. We got to the airport, and luckily we were able to get on our flight from Chicago to Phoenix, our first option. We got really lucky because some people didn't show up in time, so we got their seats. And then in Phoenix, I was able to get on my flight, and I got here, and I'm home. Free service and 4 waving rigs at Distra, and free services. This was so cute to listen to. I know. Distra sent 2 waving rigs. Manu says, it is time for me to retire. I'm glad you had a great con, Rick, and I hope you have a good rest. Yeah, I think I will. After today, I think I will. Okay. Yeah, I really have something that I want to perform now, but yeah. Free services at Manu. Good night, Manu. Dream sweet. And Scrappy says bye, bro. Yeah. See ya. I'm gonna wrap this up soon. You'll see. It's off. The mask is off, Dig-a-Dig. I don't need you anymore, mask. I'm going to fight on my own and talk on my own from now on, Dig-a-Dig. Thank you, Rick. I'm so happy right now, Digga. Hug. Holding hands. Hey, that's amusing. The mask is off, but the one who's red in the face is Rick. Oh. Oh! LMAO. Pauline, are you unharmed, Digga? Look, Grandpa, look! The mask came off! Digga, 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 dig! That makes me Very happy, Digga. Hard to believe this little mask caused so much trouble. This is a dangerous item. It might be best for everyone if we destroyed it here and now. No, please, don't break the mask, Digga Dig. This is all my fault, Digga. I'm the one who took the mask without permission. And besides, Digga did help me for a while, so it's not totally evil. You should take it back to the village, Grandpa. Digga Dig? If this is your wish, Pauline, I will defer to you. You have changed, Pauline. You're talking to others, Digga, despite having no mask. I know, Digga Dig, it's awesome. I owe this all to my friends, Digga Dig. They taught me to trust my feelings, Digga. They showed me I could just be myself. It does my heart good to see you grow. You grow before my very eyes, Digga. Oh, level up. Oh yeah, leveled up for sure. Beep 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 beep. FMS message. This is an announcement concerning the Calisteo Cup semifinals. Due to adjustments to the facilities, the semifinals have been postponed to tomorrow. Perhaps that's not an altogether bad thing. We could all use some rest after the events of today. Tomorrow, Digga. And this is a good time to stop. I think this will play off next time, so let's leave that for Wednesday. Scrappy said shut. Chip says it's been cleansing to hear how therapeutic this convention experience has been for the Weasel soul. Freed Server says Rick blush. Scrappy says at Freed Server one day. Scrappy says at Chip, I tear the hell up last night reading those messages from him, haha. Freed Server says thanks for the clip of holding hands and blushing, and says for Scrappy. Yeah. Okay. This is what I wanted to bring up. So yes, that con was very special for me because it started really rough and then ended up just like really meaningful. And okay, epilogue. Earlier today I heard that actually Haru got stuck at the airport with his flight getting really, really delayed. So the man is currently at the airport and he's streaming. He's actually streaming at the moment. He's been streaming this entire time, actually, since before I started streaming myself. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go raid him. I don't really do raids, but I know because he's gonna be there, and you know, it's me. So even if you don't stay for long, I was just gonna be like, what if we use this raid to just kind of thank him, on how he made my con experience, cause like a little bit more special, cause like he really did do that, and I think the man, because he's like stuck at the airport, might need a bit of just kind of, you know, that extra emotional support. So we're gonna be doing that after my usual closing of the stream. It's gonna go straight to him, so that's when we go and do that. Chip says let's raid. Chip says that clip has naughty in the URL. Oh yeah, The clip is important, naughty COD DB style. Okay, but yeah. The community calendar is as follows. We may do the Lion Guard tomorrow. Just gotta check if Tim would be up for it. Because we love the Tim. I haven't heard from him since the con ended, so we'll see. So it's still up in the air for tomorrow. We'll see. More Fossil Fighters on Wednesday. I really need to finish this game. Okay, see, if I can't finish it tomorrow, I'm gonna extend Fossil Fighters into. Oh wait, no, I can't extend it because in Friday I need to do Balatro. I need to do the last Balatro stream of the year, and which might be the last stream of the year. So we'll see. We'll see. If I don't finish Fossil Fighters, that's okay. We can just push it into next year. Or I can arrange something. I'll see. I'll let you know. I'm still deciding. Freezer says good night, Tunes. Yeah. Okay, just stick around a little. Scrappy says, wow. That's big. That takes like 5 lines. No, 4 lines. But yeah. I wish I had more people to rate him, but like I feel like it should still be okay. Yeah. So this last week, we'll see how things play out. Chip says bye bye, Wheeze. It's been a joy hearing your con stories, Riswell. Yeah, I have to like unpack a couple of things, but I'm mostly gonna leave most of it for tomorrow because I'm tired. And I have a bunch of things from work to take care of tomorrow. So yeah, thank you very much for coming to this. Have a good night, have a good evening, afternoon, day, morning, or whatever you have on your side of the planet. And I'll be seeing you again very soon. Alright? Alright, okay. Let me figure this out because it's been a while since I did this. Okay. This was Rick, that we so that you know. Scrappy says, have an amazing rest of your night because you're the most important weasel to Weeze out there and I will always love you forever. Oh, yes. Alright. Rick Weasel signing off. See ya then. Thanks for coming and I am very happy. Okay. Bye. Stick around a little.